What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more Emberfell Whispers from the Stars. I am, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick, joined by what will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, the full cast and crew of the White Scale Band. We are looking at a decently sized session, so we're going to try to get into it as quickly as possible. Let's do some brief introductions just to give our last party member a chance to hopefully get here quicker. Let's start with Andrea.
Hi, I am playing Zune. My phone just got very loud. Sorry, I'm playing Zune, a former Drow bard, now still a bard, but a Dampier,
Mm.
and hoping to survive this round,
Mm-hmm.
the session, and see the conclusion. So, yay!
Indeed. Let's slide on down to Kayla.
Hello, I play Velree, the OG Dampier, the superior barbarian, as we have discussed multiple times now.
Yes.
And I have magical claws. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Let's slide on over to the lovable Dan Decker.
Hello, everyone. D. Dan Decker here, and I am playing Rezara, the resident cleric. He's Azimar. He's quite striking. He's always very good, very good. And he can fly.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah.
So
that's what we do.
That's
But he's a little roughed up from the last go round still.
All right. Well, let's slide on to our final person for the night, maybe. Jumbo Smooth.
Hello, everyone. I am Jumbo Smooth. I play Rogar, son of Amu. He's a 7'5", 400-pound dragonborn from the Great White North, and he's close to his papa. Hopefully, his pendant is shining, telling him that he's closer. So, yeah. So he's excited to get to the city of Ling. Ling? Lang. City of Lang.
Speaking of which, if anybody wants to see it, it's the city of Lang. So I can't. Maybe I'll make this the art for towards the end of the campaign here. Anyways, all right. So last we left off, the crew of the White Skull Band has found themselves deep below the surface of the plateau of Lane, which was a goal you guys set out on at the behest of Old Man Trist, who pointed out that there were several places of power that were seemingly aiding or could be used to possibly prevent the catastrophe that is happening about Emberfell right now, as it appears that through devious means, the stars have once been realigning, a moon forming where once there was dust and just a ring, and it all but appears that the great old ones might be walking amongst us soon. To prevent that, you were sent to the north here, which led you ultimately through Rogar's home turf, first time he's been home in quite some time, leading you to the plateau, and ultimately, strangely enough, in the direction of Rogar's long-lost father figure, Amu. As it appears that the deeper you get, and now it being ever so close, it is quite obvious that the progenitor of the White Skull clan is somewhere within this structure. Maybe. Possibly. More than likely. Regardless, though, after traversing through a den of abominable yetis, surfing on a blind albino penguin, and then navigating the very tricksy traps of some very bizarre and horrifying spiders, you managed to take a rest for the night, which ultimately led to an encounter with Tristan Varel and none other than Lord Thunderstrike himself, who appears to be capable of entering into your domain of choice at his will, which made it quite apparent that though he offered an olive branch that more than likely would have some strings attached to it, Trist ultimately refuted his partnership with the wizened, blind, and obviously a little bit changed individual. Therefore, rebuking his offer of an alliance of sorts. Who knows where that will go? So all of you we'll go ahead and just say that you're going to get your long rest at this point. And then that is when we saw the city upon the next day. So the city itself, just to remind you, because it's been like 2 or maybe 3 weeks since we've played, so just to remind you, it seems to be sculpted from a black, almost obsidian ore that looks both organic and stone. It definitely resembles an underground cityscape. There is dim light, impossibly reflecting from high above from seemingly multiple sources, cascading through the thick layers of ice. Strange, almost flickering luminescent bulbs and tubes pitching parts of what can be associated as buildings and paths of travel. Some of the structures hover at odd angles with long, almost tentacle-like tendrils draping down to the mass of black stone, forming several tiers of structures on top of one another. In the center of the mass, hovering above all the others, a large series of conjoined monoliths, draping tentacles with high walls and what appears to be a central tower, almost spire, that is difficult to look at as it pulses with shock waves of some kind of strange eldritch energy. You guys have the art that I sent you. If you don't, you can look at my background. That is the city, the ancient city of Lang that you've stumbled upon. And we are going to be getting straight into it. So you find yourselves with this in view, the terrain around you becoming more and more almost organic, less ice, less stone. What would you guys like to do?
Would it be possible to roll a knowledge history check to see if there are any fables or tales about this place? I don't even know if Zun's mom would have put this in her diary.
It's possible. You can go ahead and roll me it'll be a history check. Well, actually, it'd be Arcana. So it'd be an Arcana check. Mm-hmm.
Not going to be very good, but... Ooh, it's rolling really slowly. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay. With a 20, essentially, any rumors and whispers you've heard about the Plateau of Lang are from dubious sources at best. Though, being a bard yourself, a collector of stories and tales, you would know that there's been tales, especially from some of the more adventurous drow denizens that were willing to traverse deep into the Underdark, into the tunnels, that there were rumors of what can be described as ancient cities, long forgotten to time. And the descriptions of them, with like these tendrils and rocks and things, seem reminiscent of what you're looking at now. Maybe not necessarily the same place, but perhaps a similar origin.
Did they mention any dangers by chance? Or anything?
So it varies from place to place. Of course, these are tales from the Underdark, so what's up here could be vastly different. However, it was mentioned that the places were guarded by strange and eldritch, what could be called almost like traps. Things that defy normal logic and There were also... Oh, with a 20, you wouldn't. That's probably all you'd get with a 20.
Okay, then I will relay to the party. This looks a lot like something someone told me about once. I thought he was nuts. Everyone thought he was nuts because he kind of was. But, it's kind of weird. He mentioned traps that were very strange. I don't know what those traps looked like, or he didn't really describe them or go into detail, but just so you guys are aware. This is very similar to what he told me, so maybe I will get rid of my song where I made him out to be a crackpot, but... Rogar, where is your daddy?
I assume it's pointing towards the city of Lang. Am I
Yes,
wrong?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
Every step you get closer to the strange cityscape structures, it's getting more and more intense.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I think it's there. And I point towards the city. It has an eerie look to it, right?
It does. Especially, it's in a strange, almost twilight look, because you know that you're probably thousands of feet below the ice, and yet this is such a wide open cavernous space that's so well lit, but with like a strange tint to it. It does look eerie.
Okay, I'm going to use True Seeing and regret it.
True sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for traps and stuff. I'm not trying to stare at the tower that makes us uncomfortable. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just trying to...
Okay. Looking at the tower would be...
I'm not doing...
Not advised.
I don't want to do that. I just want to try to see if I can catch any traps around us before they spring on us.
Okay. Remind me, what are the particulars of True Sight? Is it just illusions?
Let me see. Notice secret doors hidden by magic and can see into the ethereal plane, all out to a range of 120 feet.
Okay. All right. All right. So anything hidden to an extent. All right. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So are we marching forward then? As you begin to slowly move in the direction of the city, the ground becoming more and more almost organic in nature. It seems almost pliable as your feet begin to touch it. And it looks less carved and more grown the deeper you get into what is now forming to be almost like a central, what you would correlate this to being a street of some kind. Though obviously the denizens of this long-lost city did not walk by normal means, because it is not smooth and made easy for somebody to ambulate across. There are these strange, almost bulbs that as all of you pass, they brighten. They're kind of like hanging off of the sides they come up almost like lampposts. They kind of like lunched over, and as you begin to encroach upon them, they begin to raise. And then as you get close to them, they completely lift up, and then they glow with a almost purplish white light at the top, illuminating your surroundings as you move through. There are structures that you're in almost like a central layer, and you're starting to notice that there are sections of the city that are just floating in space as you're getting closer to them. The actual tendrils that you see draped down to the ground don't appear to be structural in any way that you know of. They're just kind of like laying down. Some of them aren't even touching the ground. So obviously these large portions of what you could assume to be perhaps whole wards of what would have been a city are held aloft by some kind of eldritch magic or something close to that. The as you come to the next major intersection, that's when you realize that you're going to have some difficulties. As it is given away, it appears to be completely submerged in some kind of silvery black fluid. And it looks like almost like a lake has condensed and completely overtaken the rest of the city on the ground level.
Is the black fluid like when we were back at Conwich and we went into that cave with the big toad monsters, like that kind of black fluid?
Would you care to get closer to find out?
No. Yeah, not touching that. God, does this appear to be our only way through from what we can see?
If you were planning to walk towards the central spire, this would have been your only way to get there. Unless you guys want to start searching nearby buildings, you're looking at probably traveling or finding a way up to one of the other upper structures and skipping across.
We always have, an owl we can fly with.
It's possible.
I'm debating. I turn to Velree. Do you think I should pull my friend out? See if he can find another way for us.
Oh, your friend. Next time you pull him, I don't know if he's gonna start. I don't know how much longer he's gonna go back. He said last time that it was getting really. What did he say? That it was starting to open up. You know what I'm saying? The world.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with him being out. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
sense.
I feel like it's a real roll of the dice when he comes out if he's going to be with us or against us. But
yeah, that's true. Maybe I should ask Rogar, see if he thinks it's a good idea. Fine.
Rogar's shaking
Rogar in common. Hi, Rogar. Do you think I should pull my friend out and maybe he could help us find another way, or do you think that would be a monumentally bad idea? This way, it's your fault if it backfires. Just so you know. Mm-hmm.
Of course. Your friend seems to have vast knowledge of the Eldritch and the extraplanar, but I am worried about his loyalties so close to such a city such as this. Perhaps we will pull him out only if we are in dire need of his aid.
Okay. All right. I'm going to leave him.
But to counter that, if we're only pulling him out when we need aid, I mean, what's he gonna think of us, Maybe we should show him some,
I mean, she makes a good point.
I thought I did too.
It's kind of disrespectful.
I mean, could we not pull him out when we're in a safer location, perhaps? On the countryside?
I don't think we're going to make it back to the countryside at this point, Rogar.
Well, I'm just saying.
Bless your heart.
We've had ample opportunity beforehand, and now you're saying, let's be friends. So perhaps we will just put a pin in this for later.
Cat? Okay. Speaking of cats. Alright, fine. But Velree, you make sense. Okay, so Velree and I will climb up the wall and hop across. How are you guys going to get across?
I will leap and I will climb. If I am not taken.
Rogar, if you guys are approaching it'll be one of these long tendrils, essentially. That's kind of draped down, almost like a wilting, octopus tentacle that's gargantuan, huge, draped down from this upper structure. Rogar, when you touch it, it feels familiar. It feels very reminiscent of the almost tentacle-like thing that you and Razire touched not too long ago when you were delving a certain realm of shadow.
Oh. So it might it grabbed us, didn't it? Is that what it did?
It reacted in some ways. You're not sure. This one is like 10 times the size of the one that you touched before.
Yeah.
But it appears to be made of the same material. Let's put it like that. Not necessarily the same thing.
Okay. Well, I don't see as we have much of a choice unless we wish to traverse the black liquid, which seems dangerous. Apparently, I will have to climb. Rosiah can fly, I believe, at least for a little bit.
Yes. You do not want to touch the black stuff, that is for sure, huh?
Rosiah, your wings are only good for a minute, right?
They are only good for a minute. Maybe 10, huh? Let's see.
It might be 10.
Celestial. Is my
I think it's a minute.
Celestial Revelation.
I think it's 1 minute.
Transform using which lasts for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action. Yeah, so I can't. How far do I have to go?
There's no way you'd be able to get to the top in a minute. This
Hey, wait!
this
I
cavern
think I
here is
have a
gargantuan.
spell. I don't have to mention door, do I?
Maybe you can fly up and then grasp on once the minutes get close to an end, you know?
It's true.
Or you could climb with Rogar.
I could climb with Rogar. I could.
Velree could carry you like a wee baby.
She's so strong, and I am so small.
Someone will need to carry Tristan, probably.
Triss will definitely need a good carry.
Yeah, he's so weak.
So either Zune or Zune or
I
Triss.
can't carry anyone. I'm sorry. I can barely carry myself.
Yeah, I don't have any way of transporting myself, apparently. So
What about the lovely
Attach a rope.
ladies? Are they still here? The ladies in waiting?
They are. They return upon the next dawn when you emerge from your shadowy realm.
Perhaps they can carry Trist.
Sure. Have 2 of them carry Rosiah, 1 of them carry Trist.
Yes.
Oh man, I get carried by 2 ladies.
Roger has pretty good strength, so he's probably pretty good at climbing. So I don't want to, but that's the only option we got.
I can always follow someone around.
Oh, you might have to haul around Rosiah.
Weren't we affected the last time we touched the tendril? Like, didn't it take over?
The one before, yes. Now Rogar is currently places a hand upon it, and it just the texture seems familiar, not necessarily anything else about it. So we're climbing.
Yeah, we haven't got much choice unless we see
some of us.
Unless we see another option
Zune could
available.
wish to cast,
You can wish for
I
lots
want
of
to blow
things.
wish right now.
Oh.
Just in case I need that spell slot.
Yeah, it could be useful for something else.
That's fair.
But we
I
don't
guess I
see-
can let the lovely ladies carry me.
We don't see any other option though, like pretty much besides the black water.
That's the majority of what you see currently is this kind of silvery, like just
Mercury
mirror
like
sheen, mercury-like water that apparently the rest of the city is just engulfed
drenched
in.
in.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
So we're climbing then. All right. You've been
So
climbing
we're
one of the
climbing.
nearby hovering, like almost city wards. As you begin to climb, you won't need to make a check. You guys are strong. Rogar is ridiculously strong. The rest of you don't even have to make checks because you can just walk up the side of structures. So, to expedite that process, you do climb unhindered. There appears to be no residual energy or anything left in any of these tendrils, if they were even capable of doing that in the first place, to Rogar's delight. After a very steep climb, I'm going to say probably about 20 or 30 minutes, Rogar, of you climbing. It's good exercise for sure.
Yeah.
A good walk for the rest of you. You make it to the top, revealing a similar building-like structures. They're shaped strangely in weird angles and more cylindrical than they are, and more curved than they are flat angles and that kind of thing. Very weird geometry happening right now. Upon stepping to the top, you notice that there are more of those pod-like lights that light up as you approach. As you get to the top, they become fully erect and producing that very bright white purplish light.
So can we now see pretty much the lay? Like, do we have a good lay of the land from up here?
Yeah, yes, from up here you can definitely see down below you very well. It looks like you will need to find a way of crossing at least 2 or 3 more of these large city wards. It looks like you're at least going to have to walk through this one to get closer to the center of the city of Lane.
Looking out, do we see, since the lights turn on as we pass, do we see anything else turning on or turning off in the distance? Just trying to get an idea of if there's anything else moving around
give me
here.
a perception test.
Okay. It's probably not going to be very good.
Tristan Varel cannot aid you. He's a blind man.
Oh no, don't do this to me. Can I ask someone else to look? I got a 10. Can't really see very well in here. All right.
Decent perception.
Here we go.
Velree,
We got somebody else coming.
well, he has his owl, but he has to use his owl stats, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has to use the owl stats. He could just
Alan.
he could put the cloak on and be fine, but he refuses.
Who's he immediately insane, jumps off the top of the building. Hey Trist,
Yes.
welcome. Could you roll a perception check?
Does the true sight offer any benefits? Is that still going on?
It only lasts for an hour and it goes out 120 feet.
So it'd still be going for a little while, but it doesn't stretch the full
Okay.
length. Like you can't see the full way out. I will say this, Zoom. Upon approaching around the 30-minute mark of your spell, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, because a pulse emanates from the center of the city, emanating from the monolithic spires that you ultimately are heading towards. And as it approaches you, you see something disturbing in the wave of energy that no one else can see, but only you can.
I'm going to use a lucky for that.
Okay.
I don't think a 10's going to cut it.
You never know.
So help me. God, is it the same thing? You son of a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm going to use one more lucky.
Okay.
Pray it's something that's higher. Please, for the love of God, it's a point lower. All right, I'm insane. I'm sorry. Hope I don't start screaming
With
or shit
a
myself.
10, I will need you to roll me a D100, please.
In there, brother.
Sorry for whatever I'm about to do.
I hope it's a screaming one.
But it's not. I hope so badly. So subtle, and then I just lose it. It's 20, I think.
A 20? Yeah, it's not showing up. There it is. It's rolling very slow for some reason.
It is. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. All right, now roll me a D10, please.
D10. I don't think I've ever seen the 20 range. It is a... Is that an 8?
An 8. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Better, right?
I think it's completely random.
As you bear witness to this wave of energy, you get a glimpse into a realm that no sane mind should take a peek at. Your mind is invaded by an eerie sound of the cosmos. Sounds of the cosmos drowns out all other noise, closing you to the world. You are deafened and have disadvantage on saving throws made to maintain concentration for the next hour.
So he
So I
can't hear
can't hear-
anything?
You can't hear us.
He's deafened.
And this is after I was like, Tris, please look for this thing.
And then suddenly Zoon's like, ah!
Just like,
like
Tris
Wait.
is talking to
So
him.
Trist is Helen Keller?
No, not
No.
Trist.
that is
Oh.
Zoon.
No.
not.
Oh boy.
So we have a blind
Thanks-
person.
thanks for the- thanks for the-
Yeah.
a
the
deaf
Helen
person.
Yeah, Killer joke.
Thanks a lot, Rosire. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate
Listen,
that.
I'm half representative, okay?
Yes.
I can make the jokes. Part of the community.
Oh boy.
Okay, then I will cover my ears and wave Tris. I don't want to take it off. I don't know.
Do we see Zoom like reflexively like?
Yeah, as the wave, you all feel like a pulse, almost like a shock wave, like kind of hits you.
Okay.
Almost like the air was moving, but you see Zoon affected much worse than the rest of you, obviously.
Okay. I'm assuming we're concerned.
Yeah, I'm gonna go be somewhat as affectionate as I can be towards Zoom.
Pick her up. Zoom.
No, holding yourself.
Slap
Zoom.
him around.
Zoon can't hear anything that you guys are saying.
Great.
He currently all he can hear is the sound of the cosmos ringing in his ears.
I don't think you can hear us, Velree.
Beautiful. I think I'm going to try to put the song later. I need to remember it now.
Can Zoom read lips?
I mean, we could just write him a message. Are you okay?
It's true. Write a message.
Mhm.
Then I will write back a capital N-O.
He said no, guys.
Oh.
No. Does no one else hear that? I'm yelling to you.
Are you screaming at why is he
I'm
screaming?
going to
Actually-
say it what I think is quiet,
That's
but I
so
imagine I
loud.
have no idea.
Yes.
Can you
Zoon's voice
not hear
echoingly
that?
booms.
Now chuckling.
Oh
Zoon's
man,
voice.
a bard
Sir-
that can't
sir.
hear.
Booms
I'm
across.
Beethoven. I've become Beethoven.
It's true.
Great.
In a way. In a way you have. As the very loud noise reverberates from Zoon's lips as he begins to kind of like, can you hear me now? It echoes throughout what you assumed was a dead city.
Yay.
Going to like put my hand over his mouth, like shut the fuck.
What?
Mm.
Okay,
Indeed.
no, I will not make noise. I know what that means. Trista and I are almost like with our powers combined.
Yes.
Mhm.
You almost have full senses. You combined yourself.
If you combined one another.
Not that his powers he needs and my powers I need for our professions are just
Mm.
beautiful. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm good.
So, are we gonna move? Are we gonna take a break? What are we doing?
I want Chris to look for use the owl, use whatever, but I'm going how am I going to describe this to him? I know. Haha. Can I do this spell without being able to hear?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Da 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 da. Message.
Yeah, you can use message.
It doesn't matter if I whisper or anything because only he's going to hear.
Would
Says
Lesser
whisper, but-
Restoration remove the condition from Zoom?
You're more than willing to try, Rosanna.
My head
I
explodes.
would like to try real quick.
Okay,
Thank
which
you.
one? What are you using?
Lesser Restoration. You touch a
What?
creature, it can end either one disease or condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Okay. You try to remove the strange noise from Zoom, and it is going to be ineffectual. It appears
Because
that whatever
it's-
this is not. It's
It's
causing
organic.
the condition. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
exactly natural.
Got it.
This would be closer to... it would be closer to a curse, but not really. It's different.
Sorry, Zune. I will continue to search through my book here, see if I can find something to help you out, huh?
Stare at him going. Just. I'm gonna use message on Trist and say, there's a horrible ringing in my ears, but I need you, so I can't speak, but I need you to look and see if there's any movement in the city. Lights turning on and off. And I'm going to point at the lights that have been opening and closing and turning on and off to try to convey my thoughts. But message should only be heard by him.
It's true.
Hopefully that works.
I had rolled a 10 earlier.
Yes, you did. Trist does not see it.
I will use message on Rogar. Trist doesn't see anything. I think we're clear here.
Yes,
He's
indeed.
communicating me through message. He says, Trist says it's all clear. Is that right, Trist? Everything's A-okay?
From what I can see, it looks all clear.
The blind man says.
Of course. I didn't know if he was using the owl.
He is.
But yeah, okay.
But you look at him and he doesn't have eyes.
Yes. Well, let's move forward, shall
Let's
we?
move forward.
Unless we want to take a break. Anyone need a rest? No? Zune?
I mean, if I could make the ringing go away, that would be great, but
Let's take an hour break and see if
hopefully
Zune
things change.
recovers. If not, we'll move forward.
I could try to remove the curse, huh?
Let's just
Seems like
let's
that
give
would be
it
a little too easy.
Let's just give a rest for now.
Take a time. That little time will help, huh?
You wait an hour, trying to busy yourself, kind of looking around, keeping watch of things happening. Slowly, over time, the ringing subsides, and the cosmos do no longer deafen Zune.
During that hour, I would like to have been recording the notes to see if I can
course.
try to replicate that sound later and turn it into something worse. We'll see what happens.
Yes,
Oh.
indeed.
Make people go nuts.
Yeah. There's a few stories I know that actually do that, so. All right. As Zune contemplates the sound of the cosmos, eventually the ringing stops. You guys gather yourselves once again, even in your strange surroundings, and begin to move forward. It's at this point that you come across your first, what would you call this? Your first long dead body. It looks almost mummified with age. It's mostly almost pruned, long, almost stretched. It looks dried up like a raisin. And it resembles something you've seen before. Almost like a squid-like head. Tendrils where its mouth should be. Wearing bizarre, almost robe-like clothing. And you see that it lies kind of halfway in and out of a nearby structure.
We've only encountered that once, right? We've
One
only
time.
encountered, yeah.
Only
that was
once. You saw...
Trist.
The one you saw was the one that... the many you saw were deranged and possibly dead. And there appeared to be another
yes.
that was
Mhm.
guiding them.
And okay, yeah. And the Mind Flayer Trist too.
Yes, yeah, and then of course you saw Mind Flayer Trist.
Okay. These things again. I guess I'm going to move forward towards it.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I mean, I'm sure it's hundreds or thousands of years old, so I guess can't tell a cause of death or anything. Like it's not like cut in half or anything.
You could give me a medicine check.
Ooh. All right. I said it. 8.
An 8. It's so advanced in decomposition, which is strange because you would think, Rogar, you would think that this body would be nothing. It seems that it has been preserved almost in some way, but it is so long dead that it's hard to tell how its demise happened.
I would like to haul Trist over there and throw a blanket over his head and kind of hold him over the body. What do you see?
Do I need to roll? Do I just explain it?
You see a long dead illithid mind flayer, Trist.
Yes.
You know a little bit about these creatures, just from your more esoteric studies. You would know that they are a mysterious race, it appears. Not a lot is known about how they come to be. They are said to have dwellings within the Underdark, though there are not many reports of that. Most of the knowledge you have of illithids come from ancient texts that describe them as a race in opposition to the old ones.
Should we do speak with Ted? Velree whispered in my ear.
Speak with an illithid, I don't know, huh?
Yes, no,
What's the
maybe
worst
so.
that could happen? I mean, he's
don't
dead.
know. It sounds like something I did not have speak with dead, huh?
Is this a good idea, Trist?
If you want it, I don't know if it would know our language, so.
Comprehend languages. Let me see if I have it. I do.
Can you stack them like that?
I would assume so.
Stack one.
You would just be understand. Well, I guess it would understand your language. Well, I don't know.
It's psychic. Can it communicate?
It's supposed to be psychic,
while
but
it's dead?
I mean, it's dead. Might as well give it a go, though. You know.
Would you like to ritually raise the dead, Trist?
Sure.
Okay. You begin to set up your totems to speak to the long mummified body. When you begin your ritual trying to subvert time and space, you find that it's either this creature or perhaps the space you're in. It does not appear that you are going to get an answer. It does not work. Either this creature does not have a soul to speak with, or perhaps the place you are in does not allow for time to be subverted in such a way.
Right.
Save the head for later. But
You're gonna remove the mummified illithid head.
oh no, that would be
let's just leave it here.
So what room were they? Okay, so you said it was halfway laying in the doorway of
It's
a
some
room.
kind of structure. One of these. There's this. This is basically the cityscape you're in. It's one of the many strange-looking buildings.
Is there any art on the walls? Is there like
It's
furniture?
completely dark within.
Oh, and I can't. Do I have low light? I don't have dark vision anymore, do I?
No, you would keep most of your racial traits. You could keep that.
Okay. So, what do we see?
You just take a peek in.
Yeah.
You see what can be described as possibly furniture at strange angles. it's hard to tell what this building or structure was used for.
Does there appear to be any writing anywhere?
There is writing on the outside where the body is, next to the door. It is in a series of scratches and lines that you are assuming is some kind of identifying marker, but it is nothing that you would be capable of reading.
Okay, so even comprehend languages, I would know from looking at it, this is just...
Trist could tell you that this specific language is it's read like Braille with tentacles.
Mhm.
They read with their faces.
Oh yeah.
So
Trist's face against it.
you lack the necessary appendages to read said writing.
Convenient. Shut up.
This is some deep lore, guys. You guys really see? I mean,
I know where your mind is at, Kayla, and just stop.
No, I see where all of you are going with this.
That's not where I was going with it.
I see where it's going.
Uh,
Are we leaving the abode alone? Or are we venturing in?
Unless something like is just jumping out at us. Unless my pendant is like pointing me in this direction, I'm not.
Not necessarily.
It just looks like we could make the assumption that it's a normal house.
Perhaps.
Or
it's difficult to tell. The insides of these structures are nothing like what you have experienced in any culture.
I mean, I guess if Trist sees something that he wants to investigate, we'll go in. But if not,
the room is dark.
Yeah,
it's dark.
So
he can't
see stuff.
He's got Aldo.
And he sees nothing supremely interesting with it.
Okay. Well, then I would say let us move on.
Let us move along.
Mm-hmm.
As you continue to move forward, you begin to see some more mummified illithid corpses in different stages of death. Most of them, it's almost impossible to tell how they died. There is one you come across that appears to be clutching what looks like a silvered blade that has been driven through its chest, and it looks like it's curled up and died with the blade still inside of it.
Does the silver blade look like the Gith Yankee blades that we saw from the warriors?
It does.
Ship?
It very much does.
Mm-hmm.
And the blade looks untarnished, despite the ages it's probably laid here.
Okay.
Might be worth taking that blade. Is it good quality? I'm not touching it.
I'll cut off the hand with my axe and pry open the hand.
Okay.
Is it a knife? Is that what it is?
No, this is a great sword.
A great sword. Okay.
These are huge. Yeah, it's called a let me get you the exact word. I think they're called silver swords, but I think they're considered great swords.
Okay.
All right. Okay, yes. These are, let me make sure I have the right one. Because I feel like it shouldn't be that powerful.
It could be,
I don't think that's the one I'm looking at.
The greater silver sword, the legacy.
Yeah, that's
that's the
I don't know if that's the right one, though.
Oh, baby.
I don't know if that's the right one.
It seems pretty cool to me.
It does.
I think that's right.
It does seem very cool.
I think that's it. I think that's the one you want.
It makes sense. It makes complete sense considering what they were fighting, so...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let me make sure here. feel like that was not the one, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe I was,
You're not reneging on a legendary item, are you?
Dear
Because
Lord,
I feel like you're trying to do a gimme bag, you know? Like, oh no, I didn't mean the Tooth Fairy didn't mean to leave $100.
I am
Exactly.
looking at the monster stat block, and that is the item.
Is it really?
It is.
Wow. Who would have thunk?
Rogar,
Well,
did you just get an upgrade?
That is.
God, Daddy.
However, Rogar,
it turns to dust in my hands.
it does not. You realize you lack the capability of attuning to it because you have to have psionic abilities.
You have a sonic ability. That's right. It says right there.
Like just naturally gifted psionic abilities, or like spell psionic abilities.
You have to have psionic capabilities.
Yeah. It's still a silver sword, though, isn't it?
It's considered a silver sword, but it wouldn't get the magical +3 property. It normally does.
It doesn't get on any of the bonuses. It's just silvered.
It would just be a silvered great sword, essentially.
Okay. Well, we might as well take it just in case we need to.
Just in case. Yeah.
I'll put it in the pack unless someone wants to carry it with them.
Mm-hmm.
Desire or Velree, probably.
Rogar puts it in the pack.
Okay.
You continue onward. Not too far from here, Trist on the lookout, Zune on the lookout. You come across what looks to be a also long dead body of a almost yellow green skinned stretched humanoid with silver armor. It appears to be a long dead Gith Yankee warrior.
Can we search the body?
Yeah, you come close to it. It's like mummified flesh is strangely gooey as you kind of touch it over. It's been dead for who knows how long.
Yeah.
You pat it down. You find what looks like a strange-looking metallic scroll.
Hang that off to Trist.
Hand it over to Trist. Trist looks at it, begins to look it over. He fumbles with a few kind of like latches and symbols on the side of it, and when he does, it unfurls, but it doesn't. Like, it's almost like it comes apart in two pieces, and there is a almost light like readout between the two pieces, as if it's like digitally screened between the two. Obviously some kind of magic must be at work here, but it appears to be written in Gith.
Comprehend languages. They don't use their face, right?
They do not. It is written in Gith. Zune, you cast Comprehend Languages?
Yes.
On yourself or on Trist?
That might be better. I don't think
it might be self only.
Can.
Yeah, I think it's only you.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you take a look at it, Zune. From what you see, reading this appears to be orders of some kind. And they appear to be directed from some general one another on the order of the Grand Lady Vlakith, that is called for the destruction of the hated enemy, and it gives details of their goal, which appear to be a what is referred to as the spawning pools.
And I will read it out loud quietly to everyone else. Spawning pools. Okay. Does it give any descriptions beyond that? Just kill everything, get rid of the spawning pools.
Apparently that is the target of this specific individual. It does mention, in a roundabout way, you get the idea that there were probably more Githyanki in this party. This is the only one you found so far.
The Zune read this aloud.
I would assume
Yes.
so.
I read it so everyone would hear it.
Well, it appears they were successful in some fashion. We have seen no survivors. So far, these bodies appear to be ancient.
Kristen Granel looks down at the body. Something about it seems a little off. With his passive perception, he notices or realizes that one of the lamps was dimly lit nearby before you approached.
So his body doesn't look ancient?
It looks mummified, like it looks
it
ancient
does.
as well, like just like the rest of them.
Does Triss notify us of what he's observed?
I mean, if I was playing Trist, he probably wouldn't say anything to you because that's what he does. But for the sake of the story,
Yes.
Trist does notify you. Perhaps there's more to this creature than we know of.
Get in the bag, break it.
Could always give it a try.
He's gonna try to speak to dead.
He tries to speak with dead. He sets up a circle around it and begins to try the spell once more. As he does, as time begins to slowly rewind around the creature, he looks a little confused. It doesn't require near as much preparation as he would have thought. This creature has not been as dead as it appears. However, as its face kind of comes back to its living visage, it looks around at all of you with sunken eyes. You can ask it questions. It actually has eyeballs, unlike Trist.
Oh, okay.
Where is your target?
It looks towards you, Rogar. I will give you any information you wish, should you revive me.
I don't know. Maybe he's not 100% dead or something. I don't know.
Insight check.
Sure, you can run an insight check.
Would you give me a crappy one? No. Crappy roll. I think that's going to be a dirty 20.
It's a 20. As far as you can tell, Zoom, this creature is under a Speak with Dead spell, but yet has more sentience than it should. Part of it doesn't appear to be lying, as far as you can tell.
If we revive you, are you going to try to kill us or lure us into a situation where we will be killed?
I have no weapons. I only wish to return to my crutch.
Sneaky little shit. I know what he's doing. All right. Can still kill us. That's great. May I do do you want me to use my old insight check? I'm trying to determine if I can tell that he's being very evasive.
As far as you can tell, he really does not want to be dead anymore. And
he really does not want to be forthcoming about he's not going to kill us.
Look,
you
I can bring you back to life, but then I can shut you right back down again, huh? You try anything fishy man, huh?
On my honor, as one of the chosen of Lakith, I will do you no harm.
Well, that is one thing you can take for sure, is that the Githyanki will always stick to their honor, huh?
We've only asked 2 questions, because that was kind of him to clarify, because Rosario didn't ask anything.
He does want to be, huh? It's like that movie Aladdin, where he gets the free wish.
Did Rosario's question start with "Do you"?
That's true.
I don't think so. He said, I can revive you, but I can also shut you back down. He just made a statement.
Right. I'm just spitting facts, you know?
Yeah.
Test me, bro. But, I mean, I have true resurrection. It just takes a whole bunch of stuff, right?
You will not need true resurrection.
What would it take to get him back to good?
Just a regular old raise dead spell will bring him back.
What's the rules for raise dead?
They have to be only dead for a certain amount of time.
Oh, yeah. What's the time?
I believe. Pull it up real quick.
I don't think I have it.
All right, raise dead, no longer than 10 days. And through Trist's initial casting of the spell, despite the appearances of the creature, it's only been dead for a week.
Can Rosario tell like how long he needs to like use a spell? Like if he's looking at a dead body, can he be like, "Oh, this is a revivify," or "Oh, this is a"?
Yes,
dead.
the different types of. I would assume that he would be able to.
I have a raised dead prepared. I just need.
Wait. We still have 3 more questions. Is there anything?
Oh,
we
I'm
want
not.
To
I'm
ask?
just. I'm listed. This is me meta telling the group.
Okay.
We can do this if we want to.
Or is it being communicated to us that he's only been dead like a week?
Chris could have basically told you that when he that despite what he looks like, because he was surprised when he was done casting the spell that it. First off, that the spell worked, unlike what it did with the Mind Flayer, and second off, that he didn't have to use as much energy as he thought he was going to need to speak with a creature that looks much longer dead than it is.
And I'm gonna ask, what happened to you?
We were ambushed. We found ancient orders lost to time. The sacred mission of Our Lady, the Undying Queen. My Kretch chose to act upon them.
Trist, does this area seem out of place in time? Does he get like a sense like this city is like temporally like
being the type of wizard that Trist is? A wizard specialized in time manipulation. It's been nagging at him this entire time you've been within the city. It appears that time is either at a standstill or it slips in such a way that this city of Lane is outside the normal realm of the way time should exert itself in the material plane. In fact, Trist, it reminds you of the astral.
All right.
Does Trish convey this knowledge?
I'll convey it.
Thank you.
I guess.
So that means it possibly time outside of the city is moving incredibly fast or incredibly slow.
Hard to tell.
Or not
This-
at all.
This
Or
man,
not at all.
this being, could have been here. Whether it would have been days for him, but thousands of years for us, or minutes for us. Your crutch could be destroyed and long gone.
We are eternal.
Well, I guess we need to
I mean,
weigh.
you have to admire the confidence, huh?
You're right, Rosaria. I guess we need to decide if perhaps having some sort of guide might be beneficial to us.
Well, I'd like to ask the individual, outside of your orders for your lady, what is your culture's end goal?
That is to serve Lady Vlakith, our queen.
What is her end goal?
He doesn't know how to answer that question.
Not to eliminate anything, not to create anything. All right.
What do you say, Zoom? Shall we take a chance here?
I make bad decisions. I will leave it to the rest of you.
I also tend to make bad decisions, huh? I leave it up to the wise Rogar. We know we cannot trust Trist.
What is this? Does it just look gross and gooey and weird, or does he look fairly?
Well,
Slimy, decomposing
so-
Gith Yankee.
So
I mean,
part of Trist's magic is time manipulation. He has rewound the head. It looks like what it should look like. The rest of his body looks disgusting, gross. His head right now looks like it would be normally if it was living.
Normal warrior head.
Mm-hmm.
So like, or like
Thin. The similar to the Gith you've met before. They
Okay.
look like a stretched humanoid.
mhm.
Thin looking, muscular, but like a thin muscle, like a basketball
Lean,
player.
like a runner. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
okay, we have that diamond, yeah? Our diamonds of wish, huh?
You do have a large amount of refined ember that you
We
can
do as well.
use in place of a
Yeah.
Potentially corrupt wish diamond, huh?
yes.
Yes.
Or we could have some fun.
You could always
It
try
could
that.
work.
Yeah.
I'm not one of
We
those.
still got-
I don't
we got a
know.
ton of ember, I would say, just-
Reviving a Gith Yankee with a questionable diamond seems perfectly fine when Anthony is the GM.
It's gonna be fun.
There's no mistake being made there.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, there's no repercussion whatsoever. Okay, well, let's use some refined Emberfell then.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
500.
500.
500. Okay.
500
Now I'll
gold
take,
pieces worth.
I'll take away 500.
A Emberfell or equivalent piece worth 500. Closes all mortal wounds. It doesn't restore missing body parts. Is lacking body parts or organs. Integral for survival. This spell automatically fails. So as long as he's intact, well, he's hanging on the edge there. So he only has 1 hit point, so it'd be easy to really kill him if we need to. It's an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty on all attack rolls, saving throws. So yeah, no, he's pretty well nerfed until
Yes.
Yeah, we
Indeed.
nurse him back to health. All right, so we're gonna do this.
All right.
Do we have any questions left?
That
I think that was
is.
three.
We use
Yep,
them
that was
all.
3, but
But
it's going to
he's
take
been
you an
able to
hour to cast this.
and he's been
It
able to
says
speak
it's
our
instantaneous,
language
man.
Yes.
without issue.
Oh, the duration. Yeah. Oh, casting time.
You get
1
the
hour.
idea that the creature in question,
Might be psychic.
it might be a psychic thing. Like he's
Mhm.
less speaking than projecting speech to you.
Well, as I do this, I do Razar. He does his hourly ritual with a little bit of flair, a little lighthearted, probably making a few jokes along the way.
Of course.
Shaking his butt at the guy.
As you finish, Razar, the corpse is wreathed in as you place your final blade across its chest. It revitalizes the name of your lady and patron. As the warrior comes back into place, breathing once again for what for him might seem like quite a while.
Before we get too far, I would like to take my immovable rod and set it in its lap.
Well, he can press the button and unremove it, but
Yes.
it's got a button. But you can't do it if you want to.
Oh, I thought that it was like under my control.
I don't think so.
Anybody can press it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better for like barring a door or something. you know?
Yeah, but
The warrior sits up, his silvered armor once again filled out. You have delivered on your end of the bargain. I am known as Viris. I will guide you to the spawning pools. He stands up and begins to slowly walk. You get that he's probably heavily taken out of his normal physicality due to the revivification of his long dead body. As he moves ahead of you, taking you down a side structure, you get the idea that this is actually leading you in the direction that you need to go anyway.
Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2 turns that you wouldn't have taken. Past more illithid bodies. You don't see any more Githyanki, however, until you make it to where he is leading you. It's a much larger structure than the others, almost tower-like. Here, you see what look like 3 more Githyanki corpses. However, they appear to be, you can only tell they are such due to the shattered and kind of like twisted armor fragments, as much of the bodies are completely destroyed and no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like somebody like sliced them in strange angles and the rest of it just disappeared. Like you might have like a foot here, part of a breastplate with no like arms or legs or anything attached to it.
Do we see what might have done that? Does anything seem organic in here other than the Pendril stone?
So this is like right at the door. He says, "Do not worry, we made it past the slave mind. Everything should be deactivated. We were able to destroy the main chambers. It appeared that most of our work had been done for us, however. You should be safe to pass through. However, this is where I will be leaving you."
Where are you going?
Our deal was for me to lead you to my objective. He reaches down to one of the broken remnants of a Gith Yankee and pulls out what looks like a rod of some kind. May Vlaakith smile upon you all. And he begins to turn. And as he does, he casts a spell.
I mean, at this point, we're probably all gonna die anyway, so hopefully it's like the turtle guy.
He casts a spell, and what it does is it temporarily opens a rift in space-time as he passes through. And he travels to possibly his dimension of origin.
Now that could have gone much worse, huh? Not too bad for us. I don't know if we gained anything or not, but at least we did not die.
Ahead of you is a closed door for now, if you'd like to enter within.
That's where we need to go. And then we'll push open the doors.
You move to the doors. They don't appear to push.
Oh.
They're in like a
Right.
weird kind of like swirling pattern.
Do they pull?
There appears to be nothing to like open a door. There is what Zune would remember of a
A little
almost
button.
like a nodule button pad on
Center,
the
right,
side.
left. Boom, boom, boom.
Zune's just pushing random buttons.
No, center, right, left. I remember
Center,
this.
right, left. Eventually, just like pushing random shit, and eventually it opens. It goes,
How computers work. Not a problem.
within, as you press within, you see before you, further ahead, it appears like this is almost like a warehouse-like structure. You see what look like strange-looking pods dangling from the ceiling, some of them suspended by strange hooks and moving, many of them across the floor. All of them broken, shattered. The majority of them, at least. Some of them appear to be kind of intact, dangling from the ceiling. But further past the structure, there is what looks like another door with a Gith Yankee corpse in its doorway. If you'd like to proceed inside.
We're going in.
Going in. As you begin to walk in, to go over something. And I need to check something real quick. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. As you begin to walk in, some of those pods, not the kind of like the street light pods.
Mhm.
As you walk in, they begin to move upwards and begin to emanate light, illuminating the structure within. You see that all of these containers, these almost like bowl-like containers, have been cracked and destroyed. Looks like mostly by force. Some of them kind of tipped over. You see what look like dried leeches across the ground. Parasites of some kind. As you kind of walk in. And as the door begins to close behind you, with Trist's passive perception, he begins to hear a squelching noise. As you begin to look around, it's at this point, Triss, that you spot what looks like a very large shape moving around all of you, slithering around the structures. You're the only one that sees it.
Yes, I am going to. First time, I want to make everyone aware, and then, if allowed,
How are you going to make them aware?
I'll holler, I'll hoot. All right.
Hey,
Ugh.
Hey,
as you
there's a thing
hoot,
over there.
suddenly
And
there
then-
is a burst of movement, Trist.
Do I have time to cast Wall of Force?
Wall of Force. I guess we'll see how you do once initiative starts. As plenty of the containers just explode from the ground, as a gargantuan, what appears to be almost snake-like at first creature, huge. Who know? It's hard to tell how long it actually is. It has no eyes. It looks almost like a worm stretched out. Its head bucks, and you can tell it's the head because as it centers on all of you, it splits in 4 ways, revealing the lamprey mouth with sucking tendrils, tasting the air as it focuses on all of you and has a mighty cacophonous roar. And that's where we'll take our first break.